I just refuse to accept this stupid premise because it's a manufactured right-wing premise in order to stain the media.
A guy who can't have a show anymore is Chuck Todd. He was the anchor of Meet the Press over on NBC for the last couple of years, did a pretty terrible job, ran the show into the ground, and now you just got a computer and a screen and he talks for a living, and that's just fine. But he's very upset right now because people are saying that it's the media's fault around Biden's cognitive decline, that that it was the media that covered it up, not just the Democrats. And he's really going out of his way to still carry water for the media, which he's no longer part of. Watch.
This is not a media failure. This is a failure of the Democratic Party. And I just sort of the virtue signaling that some people have done to try to say that the media missed this story. They didn't miss this story. No. David Ignatius wrote, I just refuse to accept this stupid premise because it's a manufactured right-wing premise in order to stain the media. This is an attempt by some to virtue signal, and it's this horrible sort of pitting different news organizations against each other, when ultimately the people at fault are Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Jill Biden, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, every elected member of Congress.
Chuck, I like that you really emoted there. That was very impressive. But you had a show and you had Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and all of these people on the show. Did you think about asking them the question about Joe Biden? Did you ever do that? I had young Chinese American Joseph over here check. That's how I'm referring to you for now on. I had him check. Did Chuck Scarborough, that's the NBC news anchor from New York, if you remember him, did Chuck Todd, I combined Joe Scarborough and Chuck Todd into Chuck Scarborough. Did Chuck Todd ever cover Biden's decline before the debate? And as far as we can tell, he did not. So what do you mean? If let's say it was Chuck and Nancy and Joe and Jill and these other people that were covering it up. Again, why is it that we all saw it? Why is it that we were always playing the clips? They may have been covering something up, but that doesn't stop us from seeing it, right? Like, why? So you did cover it up. You did. So I enjoy your fake emotion. I enjoy your lack of career. But again, dude, just get a mirror. Connor, do we have one of those old school clips where we show someone doing the exact opposite of what the guy just said? So what Chuck just said was that the media didn't cover anything up. It wasn't the media's fault. It was Chuck, and it was we got one. I think we got one.
And we have some cheap fakes that the RNC once again spreading vicious lies about Joe Biden, but that's who they are.
We should point those out.
That's who they've become. We will point that in a second. But Jonathan Lemire, I was struck by the strong message as well that Joe Biden delivered yesterday.
Oh, yeah. The strong message and the wandering off. And we played you the clip yesterday. Like, there's so much of this. I don't think I have to bludgeon you over the head with it. But no, it wasn't the media. Chuck right there. Chuck is the same guy. What was it that he said? He said that Joe was probably mentally more acute than him at one point. Like, these people, they deserve none of your respect. They deserve none of your attention or anything else. And yes, we just have to keep sort of pushing them aside as we pave the way for the new world.